Hello, I'm David Breeden. I'm the Senior Minister at First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis. And this is Coffee and Wisdom, where we take some looks at philosophy and religion, where it's been, where it is, and maybe where it's going. This week, we are looking at and asking the question, what is religion anyway? And yesterday, we talked about the fact that it is a contested category. That is that many academics nowadays talk about religion as something that was invented in the Western world as a concept to describe something that actually is not separate in the minds of most people in the world, although it has been separated out and kind of put on a shelf as a special thing in the European mind and therefore in the US mind. So looking through that idea a little bit, and today I want to think a little bit more about what does religion do? If we're not going to define it by what it is or isn't, can we look at what it does as a thing? And is that describable? Well, I think so. I think that religion, number one and foremost, creates or reinforces personal and social identity. This is one of the functions of religion. I am a blank. Dug up this little T-shirt. You don't have to say I am a Southern Baptist or I am an Episcopalian or a humanist. You can also say things like I'm a contrarian. That may even mean that you're one of those nuns out there. But the first thing I think that religion does is it creates or reinforces personal and social identity. Now, why I say reinforces is that some people who take religion seriously on a sociological framework believe that nowadays, unlike the old days, people nowadays choose their religion based on their various identities, rather than the other way around. And this is a change, as we will be looking at, in the way that people do religion. And we also have to remember that that is for a small section of the planet where people are able to change their religions at will rather than stick with the birth one or else. So first thing that religion does, I think, is creates or reinforces personal and social identity. And you can get the T-shirt. The second thing I think it does is it creates or reinforces personal and social meaning. That is how we make meaning in the world and therefore how we find our purpose. So it creates or reinforces personal and social meaning. This T-shirt is saying, I think, therefore I'm atheist. Yep, I think that creates or reinforces personal and social meaning. We know what atheists mean in the larger U.S. culture and other parts of the world as well, and we know what it can mean on a personal level for people. So it creates that personal and social meaning. Another thing that religion does is creates or reinforces a worldview and even how we see reality. This is where it can get problematic on a social level when religion creates worldviews that are perhaps against normative social constructs. So science, true whether you believe in it or not. Yep, that creates or reinforces a worldview as a particular kind, and it is a way of seeing reality. Science, true whether you believe it or not, and you can get the T-shirt. So I believe that religion operates, what it does is it creates a heuristic, a rubric that the human mind can go through. I am a blank. Blankists think and do blank. I think and do blank. No, it's not a logical syllogism, but it's a way of describing how we can fill in the blanks with something called religion or also philosophy. I am that's a personal definition. These sorts of people do this and think this, and therefore I do or think that. It's a very simple way to describe the heuristic. So, for example, another T-shirt. This is the battle of the T-shirts this morning. I stand for the flag and I kneel before God. It's a T-shirt that you can get, and it is a social definition of this person's religion, the people who wear this particular T-shirt. We see the American flag and the Christian cross there, both on that T-shirt, both as identities for this particular person. And notice that equating religion and nation is very old as a human equation. I talked about that a bit yesterday, that, for example, if you were Babylonian 3,000 years ago, you would automatically be a certain list of things, couldn't avoid it. That was going to be your definition. Your gods were given to you. Your way of thinking and your worldview was given to you. And only the most skeptical and educated people could escape that basic round. But equating religion and nationhood is a very, very old human relation. As a matter of fact, here we have Pharaoh giving the high five to one of the Egyptian gods, Anubis. So yes, it's very, not really, of course, but yes, it's very old, this combination of the Pharaoh is representing the gods, and the Pharaoh keeps the culture working in such a way that the gods are happy and therefore flood the Nile and feed people and that kind of stuff. This is the equation that works, and I would say it still works for many people on our planet. It is often troubling, however. This is a picture of Hindu nationalism. This is a rising phenomenon in India, and it is very dangerous to people who don't happen to be culturally Hindu. So the rising of various kinds of religious nationalisms can be very troubling, and for minorities within those cultures that don't think like the dominant cultures think. And of course, it's also contested ground. So what do religions do? Here we go. We have Christians against Christian nationalism. It's a poster that you can buy to put in on your yard sign or in your window if you're a Christian against Christian nationalism. This then is a contested ground within American culture, with religiously, between those who wish to impose a Christian theocracy onto everyone in the United States and those who, even though they are Christian, would say, no, wait a minute, we actually want a secular society, or at least we want to allow other people to be and do as their religious and philosophical traditions warrant. So this is a tension in our world today. It's becoming more, not less, attention at the present time. So what does religion do? It creates or reinforces personal and social identity, inside and outside. It creates or reinforces personal and social meaning. What is my purpose within this larger social context? And it creates or reinforces a worldview and even how we see reality. We see that very much in American politics today. Wear a mask, not wear a mask, worry about the pandemic, don't worry about the pandemic. The worldviews are different based in very much in a religious viewpoint. One way you can interpret all of this is God said it, I believe it, and that settles it. And yeah, you can get that t-shirt to say exactly the way you believe, you think, where you stand in the world, and what your worldview is. So there you are. Thanks a lot, and we will continue thinking about what is religion in relation to other human ideas and activities throughout this week. Thanks a lot for listening, and you can help us out. Keep the voice of humanism strong by going to PayPal or firstunitarian.org/donate. And you can sign up and get on our two channels, our YouTube channel for First Unitarian Society, and also the Den of Conversation for the larger humanist conversation. And don't forget, 7 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday evening on the Den of Conversation on YouTube, we will have Bibles and beer. This week, considering the third and fourth chapters in Genesis. Those are the ones about the fall. And I'll be talking a little bit about how Christian tradition has shaped those ideas. But actually, when you look at the text, those ideas aren't exactly there. They are very much free-floating in that way. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you tomorrow.